All right, so you ready to deep dive into this transfer saga that's got everyone buzzing?
Definitely. This one's got all the ingredients for a real shakeup in European football.
Exactly. And we're talking about, of course, none other than Nuno Mendes.
Oh, yeah, the PSG defender.
Right now, he's at PSG, but the rumors are swirling about a possible move to Manchester United. Everyone knows he's got crazy talent. I mean, we've all seen him play,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
But what we're going to try to do today is go beyond those headlines, dig a little deeper. Is he actually unhappy at PSG?
Mm.
Could this reunion, potential reunion with his old coach at Manchester United, be the deciding factor?
Interesting point.
And then bigger picture. What could this move mean for, like, the entire landscape of European football?
Oh.
So where do we even start with this one?
Well, I think it's fascinating because you've got all these different narratives all kind of coming together at once.
Yeah.
You've got Mendes, who at only 22 years old is already considered one of the best left backs in the world.
It's crazy.
I mean, his speed, his defensive skills, and the way he can just contribute offensively, like, he's a total package, a unique player, really.
And then you've got PSG on the other side of things.
Right.
This club that's known for just stacking their lineup with stars.
Right.
And, of course, they're always aiming for that Champions League glory.
Of course.
But could their financial situation, maybe even some of the dynamics within the team, be pushing them to think about selling a player as valuable as Mendes?
Oh, it's definitely got to be a factor, right?
Yeah.
PSG's made some pretty big investments these last few years.
Huge.
And making sure the books are balanced, well, that's always something that even the biggest clubs have to think about.
Yeah, for sure.
But what makes this whole thing really interesting is this possibility of him going to Manchester United.
Oh, absolutely.
They're obviously trying to rebuild their defense, and when you just look at it on paper, Mendes seems like the perfect fit.
Oh, on paper, totally. But can we talk tactics for a sec?
Yes.
Mendes is famous for his aggressive style, that attacking style. You know, he just bombs down that flank, creates chances, even scores every now and then. But that can leave some gaps defensively, right?
Yeah.
Do you think he's the right fit for the way Manchester United plays, especially with their new coach, Ruben Amorim?
That's the real tactical puzzle here, and it's what makes this potential transfer so interesting, right?
Yeah.
Amorim knows Mendes really well from back when he coached him at Sporting CP.
Right, right.
I mean, he's the one who shaped Mendes into the dynamic player he is today.
Yeah.
So you can bet that Amorim has a plan for how to take advantage of Mendes' strengths, but also how to minimize any weaknesses he might have on defense.
So basically, you're thinking this connection between the coach and the player could be the thing that tips the scales in Mendes' decision.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. That kind of relationship, that trust between a player and a coach, it can be so, so important.
Absolutely.
And in this case, Amr has actually shown that he can develop Mendes' talent, get the best out of him. That kind of understanding is priceless.
Totally. And then there's the whole financial side of things. We're hearing numbers being thrown around like 50 to 60 million euros as a possible transfer fee.
Wow.
What does that tell you about how much Mendes is worth in the market and what the transfer market is like right now?
Well, it's a big number, for sure,
Oh.
but it shows you how young he is, his potential, and the reputation he's already built for himself.
Right.
He's not just some promising young player. He's someone who can step onto the field at the highest level and make a difference right away.
Exactly.
And in today's market, where every team is hunting for young, talented defenders, that price tag, even though it's huge, it's not really that out of line.
So if this actually happens, if Mendes goes to Manchester United, what does it mean? Like, what are the bigger implications here?
Yeah.
You mentioned this idea of a potential power shift in European football. What did you mean by that?
This transfer, if it goes through, would be a huge statement. It would show that Manchester United is serious about getting back to the top of European football,
Yeah.
and that they're not afraid to spend big money on the best young talent in the world to get there.
Right.
But then on the flip side, for PSG to lose someone like Mendes, even if they get a big pile of money for him, it could set off a chain reaction.
Oh, interesting.
It might make them take a hard look at their squad, their whole long-term strategy.
So it's like every move has these ripple effects.
Yeah, exactly, like a chess game.
One move and the whole board changes.
Precisely. And that's what makes these transfer sagas so captivating, you know?
Yeah.
It's not just players moving around. It's about ambition, strategy, who's got the money, and how the game itself is always changing.
So to bring it back to Nuno Mendes, we're looking at a young player who's got a big decision to make.
Huge decision.
He's got a coach who clearly believes in him, and then you've got two massive clubs both fighting to sign him.
It's a lot of pressure.
And this whole story, it's definitely not over yet. I have a feeling this is going to have a big impact on what happens in European football, like, period.
I think so too.
What will Mendes decide to do?
Who knows?
And how will it all play out? I guess we just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll be watching closely.
Me too. Me too.